Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the You're Entitled to Your Opinion podcast. My name is Gordon Duncan, and the You're Entitled to Your Opinion podcast is part of the Capitalize Your Best podcast network. On Mondays, we have This Is Gonna Hurt, which is about making a better you. Tuesday, we have Coach Training Partners, which is about increasing the revenue of coaches and helping coaches create their own programs. On Wednesday, we have the Capitalize Your Best podcast, which is about marketing and business growth. On Thursday, I do a live coaching call. And then here on Friday, we do You're Entitled to Your Opinion, which is a genre based show. What I mean by that is we talk about sci fi, horror, comic books, anything sort of outside the norm. And I appreciate the ever growing audience. So thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. Today, I want to talk about something that if you're a movie watcher, you have this. I've spoken to it about people. It's one of my favorite questions to ask people. And what is a movie, or what are some of the movies that you can have just on continuous repeat in the background? Now, this might be John Wick or The Matrix or something like this. Those movies, I think, are movies that whenever they come on, you leave them on. I mean, if John Wick or The Matrix or The Equalizer comes on, I'm just going to leave it on and I'm going to let it go. I've seen those movies dozens and dozens of times because they've come up on television. But I'm specifically talking about movies that you purposely put on. Like you're like, I'm going to turn this movie on and let it run in the background. It's almost a comfort movie. And these movies, what I have found when I talk to people, are not often the movies that you would expect. I mean, I knew one person and it was um Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Another person was Tommy Boy. Who knows? I mean, some folks it's a horror movie, but I wanted to share with you three of my many movies that can just run on in the background. I bet I have five or six that right now that if I just want a movie in the background and it's sort of a comfort movie, I'm going to put those on. So, and I recommend these movies over and over again. So I'm going to start with number one. Number one is the movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper. Now, it's an okay movie. It's like the premise of the movie Lucy. It's about a person who gets like full use of their brain. He's his character is a struggling author. He's losing his girlfriend. He's lazy, and then he gets a pill that lets him tap into like greater portions of his brain. It gets him in trouble. He makes lots of money. And I love it. Now, part of it is the premise of just tapping into unused parts of your brain. Like, I love that. I love that whole premise. It's something that I explore, writings from like John Assaraf and guys like that. And Jim Quick, who pursued that world of what's it like to use more portions of your brain. It's a good movie. It's got good actors in it. I mean, it's got Bradley Cooper. It's got Robert De Niro. It's got some Russian bad guys. And I love it. I mean, I love the premise. It's got action. It's got a nice arc. It ends really well. If Limitless is on, I'm going to watch it. Interesting enough, I know there was a TV series. I think it was only one season, and I may have just watched an episode of it. I guess I just didn't give it a full watch. But Limitless, give it a shot. Like I said, it doesn't mean it's a great movie, but it's a movie that I can just watch over and over again. I watched it again this week. Number two is a movie that I mentioned when I had Tom from Shout It Out Loudcast on the show, and it's an underrated movie. It's a Blumhouse film, and it's called The Hunt. Now, The Hunt got lost in the COVID area releases, and it also got caught up in some silly political arguments. The movie The Hunt is based upon The Most Dangerous Game, which is people hunting people. And in it, liberals hunt conservatives and politically. And so when the movie came out, everybody was upset. And they were like, oh, but I don't think they watched the movie because in the movie, both sides get clearly made fun of. It is dark satire. It's making fun of liberals. It's making fun of conservatives. It's action. It's gory. It's got a great female protagonist. It's got a great ending. I can watch this movie over and over again. I don't know how many times I've seen it, but there have been many times that if I'm just sick in bed, or if I just don't have any brain power, if I want something in the background, I'm going to put on The Hunt. It's funny, it's gory. And just everyone gets made fun of. It's a movie that people sleep on. I'm just telling you. And again, if anyone is against it politically, they have not watched it because both sides of the political spectrum take some hits. There is an early character kill, which is pretty shocking, and I think it's fantastic. So I would have to recommend to you The Hunt. And so, sorry, I got distracted by it for a minute there. Now, number three is an odd movie. This movie is 3 hours long. Some people really don't like it. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie, and it is The Hateful Eight. It is full of dialogue, long, stretching scenes of the mountains at the beginning. It's a slow burn. It has some huge action scenes towards the end. It's got some pretty difficult to watch scenes. It is in that post Civil War middle of America during a snowstorm where eight awful people get trapped into a haberdashery overnight, and they're trapped there, and things are not as they were. As you would imagine, there's some great just some great acting in this movie. Kurt Russell, Walter Goggins, Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, there's just Zoe Bell. There's some Channing Tatum. There's some great acting in this movie. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen Hateful Eight. I have seen the extended version on Netflix, and I don't like it as much because I think the extended version gives away some of the tension later on. And the extended version is like 3.5 hours long. So I've seen the Hateful Eight over and over again. So those are three for me. That would be Limitless, it would be The Hunt, and Hateful Eight. Like I mentioned earlier, I can watch all the John Wicks, all the Matrixes, the Equalizers. If they come on, I'm going to watch them. I don't necessarily go to put them on. I might do that with Equalizer 1 and John Wick 1. And maybe a Matrix one, but those were definitely honorable mentions. But right now in my rotation, if I just need a movie in the background, it might be it. Another honorable mention would be the movie Carry On, which has Jason Bateman in it, on Netflix only movie. And there's a couple more. So I've got some honorable mentions I'll hold on to. I'm probably going to do a part two of this. It's going to be one of the questions I asked of my guests. Nailed down a new guest today, so coming up soon. But guys, I appreciate you tuning in. It's a fun show. I hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. Thanks, friends. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.